have seen the hit ABC television show Shark Tank, where the best and the brightest compete to be selected for the best startup business idea. Well, what if something like that was coming to Milwaukee? Except the best and the brightest pitching their innovative business plans were scientists and researchers right here in southeast Wisconsin. And their victory could revolutionize the way we care for ourselves and our community. Plus, we'll sit down with Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abley, coming up on CTSI Discovery Radio. Good day, Southeast Wisconsin. I'm David Todd. On today's program, we'll be talking about a new challenge to scientists, entrepreneurs, researchers, students, and more. It's called the Healthcare Innovation Pitch Event, and it's supported by CTSI. Here's where I normally tell you about what CTSI is and what we do, but that's all on our website. So visit ctsi.mcw.edu. I'd rather introduce you to our first guest to tell you how CTSI really works in action. I'm joined today by Dr. Daniel Sem, Dean of the School of Business at Concordia University and CEO of Bridge to Cures. I stopped by his offices at the Milwaukee Regional Medical Complex, located on the UW-Milwaukee Innovation Campus, where we talked about this exciting new event that's coming to Milwaukee, and it may sound strangely familiar, especially to us non-scientists. Dean Sem, first, tell me about the Healthcare Innovation Pitch Event, or HIP as some are calling it, an event made possible by CTSI and the Bridge to Cures partnership.
So the Healthcare Innovation Pitch Event is a Shark Tank-like event. We're going to hold it December 4th, and we're going to bring in venture capitalists from across the country, and all the brightest and most creative entrepreneurs at universities in southeast Wisconsin are going to come and pitch their ideas for startup companies that are going to solve healthcare problems.
So I've recently heard that the southeast Wisconsin area is referred to as the Silicon Valley of the Midwest. Is that why you're trying to bring venture capitalists here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know to what extent that's true, but that's our goal, is to foster that kind of startup culture in southeast Wisconsin. And it's especially hard with healthcare. I mean, with regard to, software and app development, that's something you can do with a small amount of financing. Healthcare innovation, if you're talking drugs, that can be in the millions of dollars. Even devices and that sort of thing can be very expensive. And you need venture capitalists with big funds that can get behind this. So we're trying to help bring that kind of financial expertise and resources into southeast Wisconsin so that we can have something like you're describing. That's the goal. That's the lofty goal. So, talk to us in 2-3 years, but there are a lot of people trying to make that happen on different fronts, and Bridge to Cures partnering with CTSI is one, but focused on healthcare.
Excellent. And so about the Healthcare Innovation Pitch Event, let's dig into it a little bit deeper. First, how often do we hope that this is going to happen, and what do people get out of it?
Sure. So we're looking to start by doing this every other year. So in the off years, we're going to do a different kind of event where we try to connect inventors with companies like pharmaceutical companies and device companies where they license directly. And this year, we're starting with a different event focused on starting companies around ideas. So those are the two paths to commercializing inventions, either license it to a company or start your own biotech company. So every other year, and what people can get out of this is the top presentation or pitch is going to get a grand prize, which is currently $50,000. We're hoping to make it more than that if we can find more matching funds. That would be from any institution that is a CTSI partner. And the best idea coming from a donor institution will be getting $25,000. So the current donor institutions are Concordia University and Medical College of Wisconsin. So the best idea from each of those will get $25,000, and the best idea in all of southeast Wisconsin will get $50,000. And hopefully, by the time we make this happen, it can be more than that.
So who are you looking to get involved, and when should they start getting involved, and how do they do it?
So what we're looking is any faculty or even student, for that matter, that has an idea with commercial value that's in the healthcare realm. So this could be drugs, it could be devices, it could be diagnostics, it could be an app, it could be a bioengineering prosthetic, anything healthcare related. And we're looking for applicants to submit from the Bridge to Cures or CTSI website by July 25th, although we're going to extend that deadline now to be August 25th. So 1 month additional. And then applicants will be chosen to move forward to the next step, which would be a business model mentoring session that they can participate in. This is in partnership with the UWM NSF I-Corps program, which is something that came out of Steve Blank's program that he developed for Stanford University.
Can you tell me the acronym for NSF-I?
Okay. So NSF, National Science Foundation, I-Corp, Innovation Corporation. So it's a program that is designed to help entrepreneurs refine their idea for a business model. So what's the core of your business idea? So we're going to do that boot camp. So all applicants with a reasonable idea and maybe some intellectual property will get to participate in that boot camp. And then after that, they'll get to participate in some networking events, which we're doing in partnership with the Commons, where they can connect with other entrepreneurs that could become team members in their company. And then the third element is that they will get some business plan mentoring from business faculty and entrepreneurs at Concordia University and other universities, as well as entrepreneurs, in how do you write a business plan. And then they'll get some practice in how to pitch to investors, and then this will all culminate in the pitch event in December 4th. So they're not just getting money to see their company, they're getting a lot of mentoring in how to turn an idea into a company, and they're getting seed funds, and more importantly, they're getting exposure to some really top-notch healthcare investors from across the U.S., so that when in 3 or 4 years they want to do their $10 or $20 million round of venture financing, they will have already had some face time with the investors that can make that happen, because all of the investors that we're bringing in manage funds that are in the $100+ million range and could do those kind of financings.
For our listeners, tell me, what really is the ultimate goal of the Bridge to Cures Healthcare Innovation event?
So Bridge to Cures, in partnership with CTSI, has two main goals. One is to address unmet medical needs, to solve healthcare problems that aren't currently being addressed adequately. I mean, that is part of the mission of all of these universities, and it's what we're focused on. But the other goal of ours is to foster a healthcare startup community in Southeast Wisconsin that can be forming companies that can viably solve these healthcare problems, which are not easy to solve, requires a lot of financing and capital and a lot of expertise, and we're bringing to bear all of that expertise and finances. So those are the two goals.
Thank you, Dean Sam. It sounds like a very exciting event, a project, a business accelerator to help move scientific discovery more quickly out into the community that really needs it the most.
Absolutely. We're very excited about this, and it's a different kind of community engagement that's important to CTSI and Bridge to Cures.
You just heard it from Dean Sem. He just extended the deadline here on Discovery Radio until August 25th, 2015. So if you have an innovative healthcare idea to pitch or want more information, please visit ctsI.mcw.edu to get all the information you need and to register. When we return, a success story that could inspire you to want to become an inventor yourself. That's next.
I said you wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something.
Our next guest is a licensing manager at the Medical College of Wisconsin and has helped many researchers and scientists turn their discoveries in the lab into viable businesses and more. Please welcome Kelpa Vihilani, PhD in the Office of Technology Development at MCW. As a member of CTSI and a licensing manager for the Medical College of Wisconsin, you see how researchers transform scientific discovery into startup businesses right here in Milwaukee and Wisconsin. Tell me about some of the success stories that you've seen.
Certainly, we've had a few of those. And in my time here, at least, I've seen a handful of these, the first one being Prodessa. Prodessa was founded by Dr. Kelly Henriksen to commercialize diagnostic tests for several infectious diseases. The OTD had executed a license agreement back in 2003. The company was initially incubated right here on campus and then moved to Waukesha after a new CEO was hired. And Prodessa went on to develop 3 FDA-cleared products and 2 CE-marked products in Europe.
And what is a CE-marked product?
So just as one would clear a product through our FDA in the U.S., one would require to CE mark it to commercialize and market a product in Europe.
I got it.
Now, it's Prodessa's Pro Flu Plus test. It was cleared in the FDA in 2008. What was really remarkable about that test was it detected and discriminated between the influenza viruses A, B, and the respiratory syncytial virus. So at the time, it was the only commercially available test that was FDA cleared and used real-time PCR technology. So basically, they were able to do the test and obtain results in as little as 3 hours and provide significant improvement over culture-based methods that were in place at that time. If you recall, in 2009, the U.S. had one of its largest flu pandemics. Mm-hmm. It was also known as the swine flu.
Oh, yes.
And it hit in March of 2009. And Prodessa at the time was the only company that had an FDA-approved test to diagnose and detect whether you had influenza A, B, or something else. So this really worked in Prodessa's favor in terms of being able to provide not only the general services, but to catch the attention of an acquirer. So a year after the swine flu hit, it was estimated that about 59 million Americans had contracted the H1N1 virus, which is influenza A. And later that same year, in October of 2009, Prodessa was acquired for $60 million in cash by San Diego-based GenProbe. So that is an incredible success story.
That's great. What do you think is like the key to the successful translation of these discoveries into startup businesses that can really turn out to be multi-million-dollar companies and really have an effect on the community and public health?
I think there are several keys to take an academic discovery and turn it into a real marketplace success. And I think one of the most important things is that your product needs to meet a market need. The product needs to have a clear competitive advantage. There needs to be intellectual property protection to provide differentiation and an advantage to the commercial partner. Certainly, you need very experienced management who can deliver an executable clinical and commercial plan. You need motivated inventors, often with an entrepreneurial bend, and solid science.
Those are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
One more quick break, and we'll be joined by Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abley. We'll be right back.
Chance that we have
Our next guest has been a strong advocate for business to come and stay in Milwaukee County and to make sure we are using the county's resources to their fullest potential. He also happens to be a venture capitalist. Milwaukee County Executive Chris Abley.
County Executive Abley, what can the county do to attract and support startup businesses that want to bring more biomedical research and or new private medical drug and device or healthcare businesses to Milwaukee County?
Well, first, there's a lot we have to build off of, a lot of strengths in the county, largely at the Milwaukee Regional Medical Complex. We have so many institutions doing great cutting-edge research where there are already existing public-private partnerships. But crucially, the important thing, particularly for startups in medical technology, is that scalability is more of an issue than it is for other startups. It's coming up with a new drug doesn't mean you're suddenly going to become a giant pharmaceutical company, because it's a hugely litigious industry. It also, the scaled production of any kind of drug is an extremely expensive cost. So what we need, in addition to the research we have and some of the large and scaled already companies we have in Wisconsin, what we need is a system, essentially a ladder between the ideas that are generated at our great research institutions and the scaled corporations we'd all like them to be. And what that ladder can take the form of is first formalized relationships between corporations that buy products that already have existing marketing channels, have expertise, and have an interest in the development of the kind of technologies that are happening out there. And also capital, which is an issue for startups everywhere and is often written about. I know that just personally, with not my county executive hat on, but my other job, I run a venture fund, and we invest in a lot of startups, and we focus on Wisconsin. In fact, one of them, they just moved in office here, is a health and wellness company. They make health and wellness products. But I know from that company and from a lot of the startup companies, the issues that most of them face, health or not, are capital to expand early, but as important as anything, mentorship. It's one thing to know how to design a product. It's another thing to know how to operate a business, how to hire, how to post, how to think about operating your space, how to spend absolutely as little money as possible when you're expanding, how to think about raising money, how to think about your equity, how to partner. Nobody who's doing it for the first time has all the answers, but the good news is when you put them in contact with mentors who know the industry, know the field, and have been through those stages of growth, they can help accelerate the learning curve. And that's why a lot of the most successful accelerators in the country, including here in Wisconsin, Generator, a big part of what they do is connect great startups and entrepreneurs with mentors and people who've been there before, who can say, look, I did this before, here's what I got wrong, and let me save you some time, and so you don't have to make the same mistakes.
We call that collaboration.
Right.
And we think it's key to everything that we do.
Exactly. And as I said at the beginning, where we have a great strength, particularly for health sciences, is out at the Milwaukee Regional Medical Complex. We don't just have a scaled complex. I think a lot of folks, even who live in the county, don't realize that relative to similar complexes around the country, we're quickly becoming one of the largest. And we have a bunch of areas where our research is on the very, very cutting edge. I like to point out that Children's Hospital, like a lot of the institutions that have number one rankings in various areas, but Children's Hospital number one in pediatric cardiology. Not Children's Hospital in Boston, not Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, Children's Hospital here. There's a lot of areas like that, and that is this extraordinary asset, and that is the kind of leading edge research that you want to get directly into enterprise, so we can turn it into both the broad application of whatever health innovation we get to help as many people as possible, but as fast as possible also create real jobs here in Wisconsin. And again, what's exciting to me as well is I've been involved with many of the institutions at the Regional Medical Complex for on and off in various ways for probably 20 years. I've been on the board of the medical college. I've worked with Freighter, and I've worked with Children's for years, and I've known a lot of the leadership there, and I think most people would agree that the current leaders of all those organizations are about as collaborative as they have ever been, and that's a really good thing. And it's also an opportunity, to do exactly what you're talking about, sort of share our assets, be as unturfy as possible, and connect the supply of potential entrepreneurs coming out of the great academic institutions with the great ideas that are happening in the lab, with mentors who can help take those ideas to scale. But, and I've said this a lot recently, the venture and startup community in Wisconsin right now is about as vibrant as I've seen it in 20 years, and this is something I pay attention to. I think a lot of people have made this observation, but there is more excitement, energy, and investment into the value and importance of the startup community than there has ever been, and I feel like the Milwaukee Regional Medical Complex has a great case to be ground zero for that.
Thank you very much for your time, County Executive. I really appreciate it.
Great to be here. Thank you.
CTSI, the Clinical and Translational Science Institute of Southeast Wisconsin, is an 8-member consortium, including Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, Freighter Hospital, Blood Center of Wisconsin, and the Clement J. Zablocki VA Medical Center, as well as the Medical College of Wisconsin, Milwaukee School of Engineering, Marquette University, and the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee. All 8 institutions work together to accelerate the discovery and development of new treatments and interventions that will improve our community's health. If you'd like to find more information on CTSI or other CTSI Discovery Radio shows, just log on to our website, ctsi.mcw.edu. There you'll find more than a dozen programs on research and the community, ranging from topics on type 2 diabetes to managing sickle cell disease, heart disease, and more.
That's why we stay in the lab at night. I've been staring into this pad for over half of my life. A true artist won't be satisfied, so I guess that's the sacrifice. And I said, make the money, don't let the money make you. Change the game, and let the game change you. I'll forever remain faithful. All my people stay true.
You've been listening to CTSI Discovery Radio, produced by the Clinical and Translational Science Institute of Southeast Wisconsin, in collaboration with WMSE Radio. The show is engineered by Tom Crawford, with special thanks to Sandy Everett and Drs. Herman Beets and Reza Shakir.
Yeah, start slipping when I'm thinking about that stuff. Ego on swole until karma catches that up. How my grandma's #1 grandson. I lost myself to remember who